Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and this is a breakdown of The Mandalorian Chapter 6, The Prisoner, aka the episode when Mando and Baby Yoda gather a bunch of cameos by comedians and Star Wars VIPs to trick them into killing each other. And thanks to Privacy.com for sponsoring this episode. If you sign up now at Privacy.com/NewRockstars, you can get $5 today to use on any purchase online for free. This episode, as usual, is filled with interesting Star Wars Easter eggs and visual details, so let's break them all down. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen the episode yet, let's get started. Mando parks the Razor Crest in a kind of scrapyard garage operated by Ran. Mando's former colleague, played by Mark Boone Jr. from Sons of Anarchy, and Chris Nolan's Batman Begins. And there are actually a few Nolan Batman parallels in this episode that I'm not sure are coincidental or intentional by director Rick Famuyiwa. Like when they snoop around the cells of the New Republic prison ship, it looks like the shots of Arkham in Batman Begins. And Mando's strobe light attack on Mayfield is the same kind of sick effect that Batman used in the sewers in The Dark Knight Rises. Rand tells Mando about a gig to rescue one of their old crew members.
It's a 5-person job, I got 4.
Now, as we watch this breakout, it's obviously not a 5-person job. Mayfield is a sharpshooter, Zero is the guy in the van, Jian does knives, but at no point do we see how most of their skills are uniquely required for this job, Ocean's 11 style, because really, this is all just a con to screw over Mando. And they're hoping the 4 of them, plus Quinn, will be enough to take Mando down. That's the real reason they don't let Mando fly his own ship, and the real reason Zero doesn't give them a countdown upon arrival, and why they don't help him later with the droids. It's all designed to keep Mando off guard and out of control of the situation. But surprise, surprise, none of it works. Mando's armor is both Beskar and the plot variety. So we meet Mayfield, played by comedian Bill Burr, one of the many comedian cameos in this series.
Former Imperial sharpshooter.
That's not saying much.
I wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass.
Solid joke here about the notoriously bad aim of the stormtroopers throughout the Star Wars films. Mayfield disses Mando's ship.
It's like a Canto Bite slot machine.
He's referring to the casino planet Finn and Rose visited in The Last Jedi. I don't really see the resemblance between the Razor Crest and the slot machine, but whatever. And next they meet Berg, played by Clancy Brown, who voices Savage Opress and other voices from the Clone Wars and Rebels. Berg is a Devaronian, a red-skinned horn being, one of whom we saw in the Mos Eisley Cantina in the first Star Wars.
So this is a Mandalorian. I thought they'd be bigger.
This is kind of a running joke in Star Wars with Leia and Luke in the first film.
Too little short for a stormtrooper.
And with Anakin and Grievous in Revenge of the Sith.
General Grievous. You're shorter than I expected.
And then the droid's name is Zero. He's voiced by Richard Ayoade from the IT crowd.
Dear Sir Stroke Madam, I'm writing to inform you of a fire which has broken out at the premises of... No, that's too formal.
My response time is quicker than organics.
Similar casting move as Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag voicing L337 in Solo: A Star Wars Story. And lastly, there's Jian, a Twilight woman and Mando's former fling, played by Natalia Tena, Osha from Game of Thrones, and Tonks from the Harry Potter films. She uses daggers, and as every true Star Wars fan knows, elegant daggers are famously crafted on the Twilight planet Ryloth. Rand explains why they need Mando's ship.
Because the Razor Crest is off the old Imperial and the New Republic grid. It's a ghost.
So this tells us that Mando kept his ship out of the hands of the Empire, which seized and or registered most of the vessels in the galaxy when it took over everything. And like the non-space Nazis of Earth, the Empire essentially made records of everything. But before we continue, thanks to Privacy.com for sponsoring this breakdown. Privacy.com is a free service where you use these digital burner cards whenever you shop online. That way you don't have to use your real credit card info. So that way you inevitably decide to sign your life away to a streaming content subscription. And then you forget you signed up for it, and then they ding you with lightning fast precision. You now have a system in place to protect your forgetfulness. Privacy cards allow you to control the limits on them so that you can avoid handing over the keys to your finances every time you spend money online. So for example, I've set up an account with Privacy and I linked my bank account, and then I created this card specifically for a monthly Netflix subscription payment. And for this virtual card, I'm gonna set the limit just above the subscription amount. So that way when I, move on with my life and I forget what I subscribe to, they can't ding me for a second month that I don't want. In fact, no vendor can overcharge beyond the limit that you set. Privacy will notify you that they blocked it because the spending limit was already reached. See, it's simple and it's fast and it's just really one click. They also offer different plans. There's the free one that lets you create up to 12 cards a month, but also a pro plan where you can get 36 cards a month and 1% cash back on purchases, and a Teams plan for small businesses. Just head to privacy.com/newrockstars and sign up for an account. And as a special treat for my viewers, new customers will automatically get $5 to spend on your first purchase for a limited time only. Yep, that's free money. Just go to privacy.com/newrockstars to sign up now. It's interesting how they depict hyperspace here, with layers of grids stacked and a red line tracking their route from layer to layer. If you think of hyperspace as opening a rift in space-time, this reflects how wormholes theoretically exist, with with space folded on top of itself to allow entry points at otherwise remote points in space. The crest jumps to hyperspace and the crew gets to know each other a bit.
Well, you flew with them, Xi'an. Is he as good as they say?
Ask him about the job on Alzok 3.
Alzok 3 is an Outer Rim planet from the Star Wars video games, and Mayfield wonders what Mando looks like under the helmet.
Maybe he's a Gungan. Is that why you so don't want to show your face?
And with the disc to Jar Jar Binks, the lame Canto Bight subplot from The Last Jedi, and the Stormtroopers' terrible aim, Bill Burr voices the common fan hate from each of the 3 trilogies. Their fight reveals Baby Yoda, whom Mayfield drops. Are you kidding me?
I'm f***ing kidding!
And they board the New Republic prison ship. The hatch opens in the same spiral pattern that we've seen other Star Wars ships do, like the Falcon and Empire, and they use the common scomp links that we've seen in many of the films. They pass the prison cells, and one contains an Ardenian, the same species as Rio Durant in Solo, which Mandalorian showrunner Jon Favreau voiced. Another contains some anonymous Imperial officer, which you can tell by his uniform. Berg shoots a mouse droid, which lands them in a firefight with the patrolling droids. Mando takes them all out using his many Inspector Gadgetian weapons, including the vibro blade that we saw him with in episode 3. He used that to slice the droid at the kneecap. In the control room is a New Republic soldier with the same egg-shaped helmet of the classic Rebel soldiers. He's played by Matt Lanter, who voices Anakin in the animated series, and the Aurebesh lettering on his helmet translates to DC-1, though some of the letters are backwards, maybe for the Department of Corrections Regiment 1 or something. Mando tries to save him despite him threatening to alert the New Republic to their location with a tracking beacon, but Xi'an kills him, so they find their prisoner, Quinn, played by Ismael Cruz Cordova, Xi'an's brother, whom Mando left behind in the past, and now they're trapping Mando to take Quinn's place. But Mando escapes, returns to the control room, and traps them in a red-lit death trap, evoking the imagery of the death trap that Darth Vader trapped the rebel soldiers in at the end of Rogue One. Mando defeats Berg by crushing him with the door, and although it looks like Berg can withstand the first door, Mando crushes him with the second door, calling back his move from the pilot episode and the way Luke beat the Rancor in Return of the Jedi. And if you're wondering how Berg survived that second door in the prison cell later, you can see how the doors crushed the pointed ends of his horns. Mando takes care of Mayfeld, Xi'an, and Zero, shooting that droid at the last second, leaving Baby Yoda hilariously dumbfounded, just like how Mando was mystified at the Mudhorn stopping dead in its tracks in episode 2, thanks to Baby Yoda. Now Mando returns that favor, and after spending several episodes on the wrong end of tracking beacons, Mando finally turns the tables to weaponize the tracking beacon, leaving it like a pinless grenade with Quinn when he returns him to Ran, summoning New Republic X-Wings. All 3 pilots are cameos by directors of past Mandalorian episodes. Our man Dave Filoni plays Trapper Wolf, of course that's its name. And then this director's episode, Rick Famuyiwa, plays Jib Dodger, which might be a joke about like a jib crane on a film set. Maybe the director hit his head on a crane at one point. And Sash Ketter, played by Deborah Chow, director of episode 3 and showrunner of the upcoming Obi-Wan series. Comment down below with your favorite moment this episode. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything you love. Thank you for joining me. Bye.